when Enlil launched his Earth attack.
Yeah.
When Enlil launched his Earth attack, Anu is on Earth. That's why he waited for Anu to make the visit to stop the war between Enki and Enlil. And when he got down here, that's when Enlil launched the largest attack on all of Enki's installments or bases. When he did that, Enki told his son Marduk secure Nibiru. The only way they would know if it was secured, when the message came back, Nibiru is now called Marduk. Right? That means Nibiru is secure from the war that's taking place on Earth. And then right behind this is when the formation of the Galactic Council was formed, because the war on Earth began to affect other places. And they say, until y'all figure it out, y'all stay in this enclosure. We're going to put y'all in this Pleiadian light lock and with the Arcturian support, so nobody can leave until y'all resolve the matter, which was the Anunnaki war on Earth. It was the war in heaven biblically that landed on Earth, right? Because if you go to the Bible, it would tell you there was the war in heaven. And it say, and Satan and his angels fought against Michael and his angels, and Michael and his angels cast Satan to the earth. Right? So the war in heaven landed on earth. It didn't mean the war stopped. It just means that it came to earth.
All right. No, that's enough, Mr. Williams. We got to move on. Nazarene, let's go. Talk to us.
Thank you. Hey, man, salute, brother Rod. Love what you do, man.
Appreciate it.
Real quick, is it a portal in the Grand Canyon? And what is a good technique, to really know who you are? If you can answer that for me.
It is a Stargate. All of the temples, it was 12 Stargates on Earth. Right? And you can walk through the Stargate in Arizona and come out in the Stargate in Giza. You can go through the Stargate in Arizona, come out in the Stargate in the Himalayas. Right? And et cetera, et cetera. And what was the other question you asked?
And what's a good technique to know who you are?
Self-talk and breathing like a singer. The reason why you want to breathe like a singer, because you only using the top 2 chambers of the lungs. You need to get oxygen in all 4 chambers for them to all be activated for you to breathe, or what they call proper spiritual information transfer on the breath. Then the self-talk, you learn the art and science of self-talk. Your higher self can find answers that you can't find, because your higher self is not restricted by the 3D universe. It can go get information from anywhere. And by you learning how you communicate with your higher consciousness, it tells you how your higher self is trying to answer the question that you asking of yourself to find.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Damn, man. I should have been promoting my Patreon, y'all. I'm surprised my Mars ain't been hitting my Patreon up. All right. Let me show y'all all the videos that y'all been looking for on my channel. They are now going on my Patreon page, because YouTube, for some reason, is bothering me. So, there's always ways to get around it. And they are not coming off of YouTube. They're going straight on there. I'm using the video, not coming from connecting YouTube to Patreon. You can now upload your video straight to Patreon. So in case y'all looking for all my classics, because I've been getting a lot of hits from people saying, where's all my classics at? Well, it's like my Netflix. It's like a Netflix channel. If you're not subscribed to my Patreon, $5 a month. That's all it is. $5 a month. And I have over 5,000 videos or more between Sarnetta Studios, in the HOK. And so here's some of them right here. This is the first one y'all might see until tomorrow when I start uploading more with Nepal taking on JJ7000. This one right here, yes, it's Polite versus Captain Tazariak. This is their first debate ever. I can't put it on YouTube because you know the clowns on YouTube will say, oh, you're promoting Polite. You know the suckers, the sucker ass niggas. They will say stuff like that instead of looking at this is all classic history right here. So even I think even Captain Tazariak got this up on his channel, but they ain't gonna say nothing to Captain. They want to try to bother me and intimidate me, but they can't. It ain't gonna work. We got Polite versus Captain Tazariak. This right here was in Philadelphia. If y'all didn't see this, this is the one where Captain went in. And his wife tried to stand up, and Captain put her butt right in check. That was crazy. So you'll see that. We got the Bethy, Hebrews. We got all of these. This is where all my videos is at, y'all. All right, they go Inky and going in with them. And guess what? This is where y'all find the debates that y'all didn't see either. Here you go, Jabari taking on 3 Hebrew Israelites. In case y'all didn't see that, that's up there on my Patreon. All right. We got Young Pharaoh going in. P. Diddy, the bad boy record label cursed. Is he being set up like Bill and R. Kelly? Okay. I'm just showing y'all what we got up here. There's a lot of material up here, y'all. All right. This is my Patreon channel, and it's only $5 a month. And all the new debates will be up here. All the new stuff will be over here. I will also be going live on my Patreon when I know that it'd probably be a little controversial. Remember when I did that interview with Cynthia G? It's right here, y'all. Cynthia G. That interview was 2 hours and 30 minutes long. Cynthia G. Sarnetta goes one-on-one with Cynthia G. That's up there. Sarah Sukaseti and Sabir. That's their debate, part 2. And I can load up and go for more.
Wait, stop 1 second, King.
Yeah,
right there, Genesis, that's the debate.
Which
that
one?
was the one he was talking about? I thought it was okay.
See, that's Sabir Bey is not that person. So that's all I wanted to say. We'll talk about.
Who are you talking about?
Some brother said, well, I'll let her say it. He said that he did a debate with SETI and something like that.
But who was it? Who was it, Genesis?
Anal Bay, something. Hold on.
Was it Sabir Bey?
No, it was not Sabir Bey.
It was, hold on. His name is
Brooklyn Intelligence.
Sharif Anal Bay. Sharif Anal.
Oh,
Bay.
you talking about Sharif? Brother,
did you have a debate with him and Sonetta?
No, they never debated. Sharif debated Reggie. Brothers, he must have got it mixed up. But yeah. Sharif debated brother Reggie. That was Reggie's first debate.
Oh, okay. That was okay.
Yeah, and shout out to the brother. I'm not dissing him or anything. I was just trying to make it clear. You know. Anyway.
Garfield versus Gorilla Hebrew. This is where you see all the material. Oh man, Daniel Oliver versus Battle Truth. The virgin birth. They did this too. The virgin birth. Did Jesus die for everybody or their sins? That's right there. Vocab Malone.
Hey, you got Nature Boy and all his wives doing their three.
Yeah, I got all of that. Everything is over here. All the stuff that YouTube don't want over there.
When we bust this pinata. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. So as you can see, all the stuff is over here in case y'all looking for me. Can y'all drop the link? All right, drop the link to the Patreon. That's what my brother's asking. Let me get the link, y'all. Let me drop the link to the Patreon page so that y'all can get ahead. First, let me finish showing y'all all the wealth over here.
You know you're not going to be able to show everything. You have so much on here.
No, I ain't going to show everything. You got to pay for. You got to pay for
right here, King. You can't show everything on here.
I got you. I know. I'm just going to keep going down the line. Right here. I got all the stuff over here. And all the polites, even though y'all probably say polite, I got all that over here, y'all. All of that is over here.
Bashir.
Yeah, where's that at?
Right there. You just right there. No, you had it. Right. Go up right there.
Oh, yeah. I got all of it over here.
Hey,
Oh,
shout out to General Seti, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to Seti.
I love that brother, man.
You remember, Rod? Look at this one.
Hey, son.
Or something I want to say that I read in a book and I want to get your opinion on. But before I bring that up, I want to ask you, where did the story, we talk about these stories that are like, they have a deeper meaning to them. They're like allegories. We have the Bible. They describe an internal process that's happening inside of us. But the story form allows us to be more connected to it. So they tell us this story form. Where did, and I'm gonna be doing more things in story form. I gotta call you and tell you about it. I talked to Red and Blue Pill about it. That's a conversation I gotta have with you on the phone. But where did the story, Rod, of this genie that grants us 3 wishes? There's a deeper meaning to this genie. We're talking about manifestation. This carpet, Aladdin, this carpet, this genie granting us wishes. That seemed like a hell of a deal. We could get whatever the fuck we want from this genie on this carpet. Where does this come from? What's the deeper meaning behind this story before I go into what I read in this book, Rod?
So in the earth traditions of the tribes of the earth, we have the people that have namesakes, right? That's all of these people that's naming their children after Ra. They naming their children Osiris. They naming their children all these deity names. Those children have the genetic capability after being programmed by the parent with that name to download the same frequency of leadership qualities that those people displayed. These stories is designed in order to tell you the type of power if you carry a certain name. In this case, we're talking about the genie, which is the jinn in Islam, which the church wanted to turn into the devils of Islam when they was the totem protectors of those tribes, so that the Catholic Church don't have to worry about them calling on their God to assist them when they can use our God to run away from their God, right? So they polarizing. All of these stories is to make you not use your ancestral power source by villainizing them. But in antiquity, they had a different meaning. If you go to the story of Abraham, Abraham chased down, no, it wasn't Abraham. It was one of Jacob's children had stole the family Tehillim, which was a altar relic that was the family symbol of who the hereditary heir was to the parent. And they tracked them down to recover it. And they talk about it in the Bible. Well, because the person who have the genetics and the relic can call ancestral energies that can give them information on where hidden treasures are, where what type of gambling bets to make in the future, stuff like that brings fortune in the physical realm. So they use those ancestral totems and those ancestral spirit animals, and they tell the story to let you know that once you go back to your own power, that you able to utilize these forces. Then you can't overuse them is where the limit of 3 wishes come from. That's telling you be careful for what you wish for, because you don't want to wish for something and then in 5 years you're going to regret you wish for it. So in making the 3 wishes, you got to always wish for things that's going to be beneficial eternally in that aspect. And the ancestral force you crawl on is represented by the family totem item or relic. In some cases, it was a brass teapot. The teapot becomes synonymous with the air coming from the region. So now you're not looking for a teapot. When you come from the Americas, you're looking for a honey pot because the bees is more relevant. but the story is being the same. You got 3 chances to get it right, or you have to move on to the next thing. You can only lose 1 out of the 3. If you lose 2 out of 3, you done, because there's no chance you're going to recover on the 3rd one. You still lost your 2. So when you making your wish, the story is infused with the contemplation of, if I was going to wish for 3 things in my life, what 3 things would they wish for? Right? And the only thing I wish for is my mama, my pops, and my children. And they always with me, because that being my 3 wishes, we etherically tied forever now.
Oh, indeed, Rod. And you know, I asked you that question about manifestation. There's actually 2 other questions I want to ask you in regards to that. What did you say earlier, Rod, about, you said something about strings and knots can produce matter. What was you talking about again? Just real quick. What was you?
The Higgs boson. We were talking about the Higgs boson being, using the string theory as the reference for people to understand how you get density from the Higgs boson. And the way that I explain it is that the Higgs boson is still an electron, but the light is denser because it's tied in a knot.
Okay, so Rob, with that being said, the light being tied in a knot and then producing matter. When I watch the movie Avatar and you see these advanced beings with the hearing locks. Now, if here is an example of etheric filament energy and we put it into locks, does that cause us to be greater manifestors in this realm? We have this etheric energy that's we call it non-ether here, and it's tied where we're tying it in knots. Does that have an effect on our manifestation abilities at all, Rod?
Okay, so first of all, we call
let me preface this, Rod, because there's a group of people. My channel got suspended. Rod was talking about this group of people, and y'all know who I'm talking about, the small hats, and they wish they had locks. They have this little thing on the side. But there's only one group of people that could lock their hair. So I'm trying to figure out the importance of locking your hair and why groups will want to imitate that, and they know they can't lock their hair, Rod. So talk to me, Rod.
Well, you got pale faces that can lock their hair.
Not like, you know what I'm talking about, Bob Marley lock.
But
you know what
here's the thing. Let's go back to Medusa.
Yes, please.
Remember they said that her hair moved on her head like snakes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So when they drew her in the caricature, in the cartoon, they gave her snakes for hair instead of the sacred lock. Indeed. Right? And from those locks, those snakes would spit electrical sparks. This is telling you the story of being fully realized into who you are. Every part of your body responds to the driver when it's given a function. The dreadlocks of Medusa, as her defense, was capable of accumulating by friction massive amounts of static electricity, and because she could psychically control the movement of her hair, she could direct where each one of the locks slung the static electrical current. Right? And static electricity is still electricity. So they tell it to us in that story. They went from us calling them sacred locks or 9 ether locks to them seeing us with them, calling them the dreaded locks. Because when you seen them Mau Mau, you know who the Mau Mau is?
Yeah.
When you seen the Mau Mau, they was led by a general that had the locks. In Jamaica, when they was harassing the natives that would celebrate in their parks, the only thing that they hated is that when they called for the ones with the locks, so they started saying the dreaded locks. So then they became known as dreadlocks.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Right. And then when they embraced it, right, the ones from up in the mountains of Jamaica embraced the term. They didn't call them dreadlocks no more. They call them the natty dread. right? Which became infused into the culture to tell you the capable spiritual influence that you can download, because your hair is like antenna. And by being in tune with yourself, in tune with nature, your antennas, the longer they are, the more data that they can receive and send to your brain. And all of our hair covers our scalp, which covers our skull, which covers what, Rich?
Brain.
Right. So now all this information is going straight to your head. And you remember what the song say? Don't let it go to your head, no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right, because they want to keep us ignorant. But when you go back, let's say, for instance, the at different times, by the way you grew your hair, you understood stuff differently, and you never equated it to your hair change until so many years later. In retrospect, you was able to identify the change in your understanding by the hairstyle you wore at the time.
There you go. Yeah.
Man, yeah, back when I rocked the Gumby, right? That's when I bumped into the guy up on 5th and 110th Street, and he gave me the science for the day, and I ain't been the same since. I went from the Gumby, I went to the low fade, to the no fade, back to the afro, to the drip natty light. You able to go through your growth by how you attended to your hair, even the women.
Damn, yeah.
You got women like she right now, I can't be who I am. Let me dye my hair. Now she can now this is the way the girl look at it. Now I can let that bitch sit over there and simmer in her shit while I recover over here as this new person.
Right.
It's the chameleon clan. Those are cosmetic legacy of the chameleon clan, who understand to change the appearance of the person is to change the way the person see themselves in the world. And what you change it to determines which manner of character they will perform as, using the ego that they was given.
Y'all heard that? Did y'all hear that?